Hello, buddy. My name is Colin, and today I'm going to be doing my final predictions for Avengers Endgame. I've been waiting for this movie for about a year now because I had all this hype leading up to Infinity War, and I loved Infinity War. If you checked out my review, I actually will be doing a retro review for Infinity War either tomorrow or after Endgame. I might want to do like a pre-Endgame, post-Endgame thing to update my thoughts on Infinity War because that movie is great. The ending is great, but it might feel a little incomplete, and I think it might feel just a little bit more complete with Endgame because I'm so excited for Endgame. Today I'm going to discuss who I think is going to die and who won't die. So spoilers for stuff in the MCU. If you're watching this video, you're probably a big Marvel fan watching Avengers Endgame final predictions. So yeah, I assume you'd be caught up, and definitely possible spoilers for what's going to happen in Endgame. Okay, so first, obviously, that's at the top of the death list is Thanos and his army. I think they will be defeated, and yeah, so Thanos, he's going to be defeated because I love Thanos. He was such a gangster in Infinity War, taking out everybody. The quotes were great. Josh Brolin nailed it. One of the best CGI performances of all time, but he will naturally be defeated by the Avengers because they're damn sure going to avenge them. Stark. He's gonna die. I think he's gonna die. Yeah. I just feel like everything you've set up with that character arc from the beginning. Like, I rewatched the original Iron Man the other day, and so much of what they set up with him in the Avengers, being afraid of all these new technological advances where he was almost obsolete, and then you have some of his development in Iron Man 3 and Age of Ultron. You see the fear in his eyes, and you understand his proper motivation in Civil War. And in Infinity War, I genuinely thought he was gonna die. But before he dies, he has to end the fight with Thanos. That's why Doctor Strange really sacrificed half of the entire universe. And I do expect, for the most part, pretty much everybody to come back. I expect Loki, Gamora. The thing with Gamora is, I think there are going to have to be some Avengers that'll have to make a sacrifice for others to come back. And I could see Nebula doing that. I also think Nebula is going to be one of the key factors in the movie that's going to help take down Thanos. So also I expect all the Guardians to come back. Groot is coming back. He's too iconic of a character to lose. Rocket's definitely going to survive. And I actually expect him to have one of the more emotional character arcs in the movie. Because he's always been such a funny character. But he's always had all this fear about losing his family. And now that they're actually gone, I think it's really going to hit him emotionally. I also think that Thor is going to be really good in the movie like he was in Infinity War. Really, Chris Hemsworth, he's done so good. The Taika Waititi and what the Russos did, they really reinvented the Thor character, making him more humorous. And I do expect Thor to survive. I at least really want him to. Captain America, for the longest time, I think he's going to die. It's just like the actor's retiring. Although I will say, I did hear a nice theory the other day, in which they use time travel, and he gets his last dance with Peggy, then he dies, or he gets to live with her. I think that would be pretty satisfying for the character arc. But I don't know, I feel it in me that Captain America is going to die, especially with him and Stark. Those are the two. They're definitely at the top. And you're also going to have Stark's either son or daughter. I don't know which one they're going to do between Pepper, obviously, because you had all that set up in Infinity War about him having a dream for being pregnant. Spider-Man and Black Panther. They're coming back. People freak out, crying. Like, yeah, it resonated with me emotionally. I cried on the inside. I didn't cry on the outside because I knew they'd be coming back. It's fucking Spider-Man. Of course he's going to come back. Scarlet Witch and Vision. The thing with Vision is he had his stone ripped out of his head, so I definitely expect Scarlet Witch to come back. Maybe Vision won't, but I at least want him to, you know. Hawkeye, I think... Listen... I'm one of those people that's not a huge fan of Age of Ultron. It's a good movie. I really enjoy that movie. And mainly for the Hawkeye parts. Hawkeye's development in Age of Ultron was really good. Because one of my nitpicks with the original Avengers was he wasn't really used that much in that movie. I mean, he was a badass with his arrow. And he was a good little side villain when he was mind-controlled by Loki. But you didn't really get to see much of him. But in Age of Ultron, his development was great. And I really felt sad not seeing him in Infinity War, so I think he's going to have one of the better character arcs in the film now that he's lost a good portion of his family. Either it's all of them or some of them. Like, he lost everything to Thanos, so everybody is going to be fighting on Titan against Thanos. It's going to be so emotional, like with Nebula losing her sister, Rocket losing all of her friends, Captain America losing Bucky and Falcon. Thor losing his brother. I mean, this is going to be an emotional battle. Like, I expect this movie to have its little light touches of humor, but it's like one of those, like, end-of-the-world sequences where you actually don't make jokes. And I think it's going to be a really intense experience. This movie's going to be 3 hours long. That's the longest superhero movie ever, which means that it could very be the most epic superhero movie ever. Alright, Hulk I expect to survive, although they might do a Professor Hulk scenario where Bruce Banner dies, but the Hulk lives on through somebody else. If you've read the comics, you know what I'm talking about. So maybe they'll do something like that. Black Widow... Thing is, I see a couple characters dying, and I feel like they have a Black Widow movie in the works, but it's an origin story, so... may as well kill her off. I hate saying that, but... yeah, I think Natasha's gonna die. Shit. So I've named all the original Avengers that are alive. Captain Marvel, she's gonna survive because she's this new hero. And I did check out Captain Marvel the other day. I don't really like that movie that much, but her performance, she was fine. She wasn't, like, terrible like some people say. She was fine. I just want to see her, like, in a more convincing and powered-up role if she's supposed to be the strongest Avenger. Because she's, like, really fucking powerful in the comics, but I didn't really see that much of it from the movie. Didn't do a good job of explaining the powers, but I think she's actually going to work better in this movie, interacting with other characters like Thor, because I think Thor and Captain Marvel are going to have a really nice connection in this movie. And I can't wait to see how they're going to use time travel, because I think Thor will actually be able to get Mjolnir, his old hammer, back. They'll probably go back to either, like, Dark World or Ragnarok. One of those two to pick up Mjolnir. Hopefully it's not Dark World, because I don't like that movie, but... actually, you could improve on that. Make Dark World a good movie. It's not that hard to make Dark World a good movie. Just change a few little things. It's a good movie. But yeah, guys, I am just completely and utterly excited for Avengers Endgame tomorrow night. Let me know in the comments, who do you think is going to die? What do you think is going to happen in this movie? Because a lot of my predictions, I'll be honest, some of them are going to be wrong, some of them are probably going to be right. This is just me, a big Marvel fan that's happened to have some right theories in the past, some really right on ones, and some really wrong on ones, so it's anybody's guess. But thank you guys for watching today. Please make sure to check out my Avengers Endgame spoiler-free review, and eventually I'll do a spoiler discussion once all you guys see the film. Thank you all for watching today, and I will hasta la vista.